In this video, I'm going to take a look at something that a lot of people don't really think about until much further in their trading careers, if at all. As traders, we tend to like patterns. So, for example, bullish flags, head and shoulders, ascending triangle, that kind of thing. And a lot of traders are drawn to this because it's simple. It's not a heavily mathematically awaited equation like professional traders at institutions use with massive amounts of computing power. That being said, there is a bit of a one-way mindset when it comes to trading these patterns. And in this video, I'm going to explore the fact that sometimes these patterns don't work out as you expect them to. So the question is, what do you do? In a sense, the way to think about a failed pattern is that it is a signal that a signal didn't work. Markets are essentially binary over the longer term. So, for example, if you have a bullish flag that is very obvious to everybody in the market that breaks lower, that is a sign that a lot of traders are probably stuck on the wrong side of the trade, and the market is likely to continue lower as those who had put bullish trades on now have to sell their positions in order to mitigate their losses. As selling continues, selling begets more selling. So as traders, a lot of times we look at a pattern like a head and shoulders and we say this happens, then this should happen. Well, what if it doesn't? I'm going to go over the charts with a few patterns here and there and just look at times when things have failed and how thinking a little bit outside of the box and recognizing that most people are caught on the wrong side could have been very beneficial. In the first example, I will have a bullish flag on the Canadian dollar currency pair on the 15-minute chart. So as the trend started to rise and we saw a lot of buying in this currency pair, it's pretty easy to see how some people may have been looking at this as a potential bullish flag. And of course, the proclivity is that we are going to see the market continue the overall uptrend that we had seen because, remember, it's a shot higher by some consolidation, a little bit of a dip, and then you continue. But notice that at the very bottom of the flag, we had broken pretty significantly to the downside. On a breakdown below the bottom of the flag on a candle close, the next candlestick dropped precipitously right into the beginning of the flagpole. Most traders who trade this pattern would be looking at the bullish flag and perhaps trying to anticipate the next move higher. That would have been a huge mistake. And this is part of the reason why they always say, wait until the pattern proves itself. A lot of traders make that mistake. And had you gotten long in the middle of this bullish flag, you are now losing money very rapidly, causing quite a bit of chaos to the downside. However, if you saw the candlestick that broke down below and stayed below the bottom of the flag, within 30 minutes, you found yourself up about 50 pips. In this example on the ASX 200 daily chart, you can see that there was a very strong trend line that ran through the entirety of the summer of 2018. That being said, we did get a pretty significant breakdown on the candlestick on September 5th, and you can see that was the beginning of something rather ugly. The typical trader would have bought each dip along the way of this trend line and left it at that. And while that certainly did work for quite some time for short-term traders, the astute trader would have recognized that something changed. And at that point in time, this pattern, or in this case, more or less this uptrend line, had been broken significantly And we saw the ASX 100, 200 plunge roughly 800 points over the next several months. In this example, I have a consolidation rectangle marked out on the Euro dollar daily chart. While not necessarily a failed pattern, what we did see is a shift in attitude. Now, when I zoom out to the weekly chart, you can see that the euro had been in a very strong downtrend for some time. This pattern, this rectangle, typically would follow the attitude of consolidation leads to continuation. So a lot of bearish traders would have looked at that and said, we are just simply taking a bit of a breather, and then we will continue to go lower. For example, that's all a bullish flag is. When the market rises, it takes a little bit of time to digest the gains and then breaks higher. If you remember the first example on the 15-minute chart of the dollar against Canadian dollar, we saw that fail. So this area here was a pretty significant downtrend in the euro for about 2 years. And instead of consolidating and continuing, we had a massive shot higher. You can clearly see it on the weekly chart, but it also shows up on the daily chart as well, on a somewhat neutral candlestick that looked like it was going to obey the ceiling in the market. But then the very next day we broke higher. That's a sign that something is changing, something is wrong. And that is one of the places that in my 15 years experience, if there's one thing I've seen, it's that retail traders are typically very slow to adapt to changing market conditions. And in fact, that's probably the biggest killer of trading careers. It's also worth noting that a lot of times these consolidations that should lead into continuation are at areas that could be somewhat troublesome for traders. A short-term trader is going to look at this and suggest that perhaps on this chart, the New Zealand dollar will consolidate and continue going higher because we have seen such a big move to the upside. However, when looked at through the prism of the weekly chart, you can see that we are entering an area that has been somewhat problematic for about a year and a half. So one of the first things that you should always do when you're looking at a pattern is look at the higher time frames. If you go up to the weekly chart, even if you're not trading on it, you can avoid a lot of trouble and a lot of fake outs like this may or may not end up being. We just don't know yet. But clearly, this is a market that has a certain amount of possibility of disappointing the overly bullish traders. Looking at the 30-minute gold chart, here's an example of the markets getting pretty whipsawed after we had seen a nice bullish flag. And in fact, it even broke out to the upside. So this should have been a trade that worked, but you can see it didn't. So that's another thing to discuss here as well. Patterns don't always work. If they did, everybody would make a ton of money trading. But what I would draw your attention to is the fact that we broke out and then we pulled back into the flag and then we broke down below the bottom of the flag. So the especially astute trader would look at this, perhaps have gone long and taken a small loss, but once we get below the flag, that tells you something's really wrong. You start shorting and you make all of your losses back and much more. After all, this is an example of pay attention to what the market does, not what you think it's going to do or what people say it's going to do. Another thing to pay close attention to is the actual asset that you're trading. So, for example, typically speaking, indices rise over time, and that's because most are not equal weighted. What I mean by that is When you trade the S&P 500, it's not a basket of 500 stocks that all count for the same in the index. It is based on the actual worth of the company. So some companies are worth much more. And in fact, in the 2023-2024 trading range, we've seen a lot of emphasis put on NVIDIA. NVIDIA carries a much higher weighting than a ton of other stocks. And in fact, there have been times where it's been just 5 to 7 stocks that have lifted the entire index. So what that tells you is they're not really designed to go down. That's okay. It's the game we're playing. And as long as you understand the rules, you understand that as a general rule, it's easier to go long on an index than it is to go short. That makes this example in the Nikkei 225 quite interesting. There was a bearish pennant formed in March of 2023. And you can see that it never broke to the downside. So this is an example of just do what the market's telling you. In this case, the fact that the pennant broke the quote-unquote wrong way tells you that something has changed, and we inevitably went higher. As a general rule, the consolidation pattern of the bigger pattern that you're trading is where you set your stop loss. So for example, had you bought here when we broke out of this bearish pennant, your stop loss would have been on the other side of the consolidation. That's true with most patterns because most patterns are literally consolidation after a move. And if you think about it, that is true whether it be a triangle, a pennant, a bullish or bearish flag, even a head and shoulders. You can put your stop loss on the other side of the shoulders, etc. Rectangles, the list goes on. In fact, I would be hard pressed to think of a pattern that didn't have something to do with some form of consolidation. Perhaps the cup with handle, maybe not consolidation, but more or less hesitation. In this final example, I have a head and shoulders pattern on the hourly chart of the UK 100 or the FTSE 100. And you can see that we formed the shoulder here. The left side had the head and then ended up forming the right shoulder. And while it looked like the index was going to start selling off, you'll notice it never did. We did break above this shoulder over here. Your stop loss on the other side of the consolidation, like I said, is how you protect yourself, because if it breaks higher, like we saw in that example in gold, and then breaks back down, that means something's changed. So it would be the same thing in this particular example. If we broke higher and then broke back down, it would show you that the buyers simply don't have the momentum. Remember, every candlestick and every pattern tells a story. It's your job to listen to the market. And if the market tells you, hey, we're going to form, in this case, a head and shoulders, but then changes its mind, as a trader, your job is to change your mind. And you can see how lucrative it can be, as a lot of the traders who had gone short the UK 100 are now losing massive amounts of money.